TGR News, broadcasting from the State of Israel.
Welcome back to TGR News.
Hello, hello.
Well, this week we'll talk about the south of the country has been on lockdown for 4 days and looks like it's going into next week out of fear, which is horrible. And also the things that led up to that with the U.S. and America taking out some high-ranking terrorists around the world. But first, let's say thank you. Thank you so much for everything you guys are doing. Every month, all your support is allowing us to every week feed these people here that are in such desperate need. These precious people of the state of Israel, with these children and these families are, as we say every week, are just so grateful, and it's amazing to be able to be a part of what we're doing here together, and it's all because of you guys. Yeah, without you, none of this is possible.
Yeah.
So we really thank you. And as we always say, on the bottom of all of our videos, whether it's the travel videos or the TGR news videos, you can find links to the Patreon or to the support page at thegoldenreport.com. And you can always go straight to thegoldenreport.com from Google and find the support us page there. And figure out however you want to be a part of this wonderful thing that we're doing here together in the state of Israel. Yeah. It really is a blessing, and it's all from you guys. We know God has always promised us, those that bless Israel, He'll bless, and those that curse Israel, He'll curse. So
yeah.
It's a great thing we're doing here. So let's get started. Iran has arrested a Swedish man that had been in Israel a few times and then traveled to Iran. They are saying that he is a spy at the highest levels and they will deal with him accordingly.
Yeah.
This poor guy, first of all, I don't know what he's doing traveling to Israel and Iran.
Yeah.
But he's definitely not a spy for Israel. You know, we have no ties to this guy. But so either he was up to no good, or he's just a poor guy who just made some bad decisions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Ayelet Shaked and Yoaz Hendel, these are two politicians in our politics here, come together to make another party in Israeli politics. They are the leftovers from Gidon Sa'ar and Benny Gantz, their parties that they had, coming together in their new party. Just like Benny Gantz, Ayelet is also stating now that they will sit with Netanyahu in the next government if need be, meaning leaving the opportunity open. So these are the two people left over from those past two parties, and it's just it's a mess. It really is a mess. Everyone's trying to stay alive and stay afloat in the next election because they feel how the Israeli public, I think, is going to vote finally a little different this time.
Yeah, hopefully a little bit more right.
It seems that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a positive twist, this week there was yet another rise in prices on certain foods like canned tuna and other products, but the large supermarket chains put a stop to it for now. They say that anyone that raises the prices, they will not buy.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah.
The supermarkets, the big chains, the ones that have the actual power in the market, they just stopped buying to put on the shelf, so that they won't even have it on the shelf. The few companies that are going on this price raging bend that's going on now everywhere, and they were able to put a stop to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the first time I think they do that.
I think so. So like you said, it's a positive twist. See how long it stays, how good if it's just a Band-Aid or
Lasting,
something, how long it'll last. Mm-hmm. On Monday, the price of fuel dropped as well by 1.5 shekels, which is quite significant, while the price of electricity went up again. This is a Band-Aid, another Band-Aid, for a short time, and most likely the result of Lapid trying to prove his worth. Again, just making these little moves here and there, because he only has a few months to do stuff to hopefully help people, make people vote for him again. Like we said, because he's only in office for a few months, it's very easy for him to use the office of prime minister as a campaign post, right?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he's doing. Nasrallah put out a video, the head of Hezbollah put out a video that showed how he is tracking the Israeli gas rigs and posted it in Hebrew to make sure it was understood who it was for, who that video was for. Yeah, Hezbollah is still saying that this is their gas and they are threatening to go to war with Israel. Well, this is ridiculous. And we'll get into what happened now here pretty soon, and it's just it really is. So that's how all of this has been starting. This has been going on now for a couple of weeks, where Hezbollah is saying that this is their gas, which is very, very far south from the Lebanese border, off the shore of Israel. Hamas put out a statement that in one of Israel's attacks during the 11-day war over a year ago that we just had, called the Wall Guard. We killed one of 2 soldiers that they have been keeping hostage. This is so ridiculous. What we know about this is we know for a fact that 2 soldiers that they've been keeping hostage, they're just bodies of the soldiers. We know they died in the battle for many, many years ago since they've had them. Why would they say that now and that they're alive, even though we know better? It's just another game they're playing. And plus, even if it was true, why would you wait over a year to say, oh, you killed him? Prime Minister Lapid is making a grave mistake and striking a deal with Hezbollah. Now, this is what I was talking about. We're going to talk about. Hezbollah, they're threatening that it's their gas and call it and saying they're going to make a war with us over it, right?
It's September.
Yeah, so Prime Minister, in September.
Yeah.
So Prime Minister Lapid was real weak here, and he made a deal with Hezbollah that we will give them the gas from our offshore gas rigs, so that they will not attack them at the start and start a war. This is one of the weakest moves I've ever seen any Israeli Prime Minister make.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just backing down to empty threats, you know?
Yeah. And how can you make a deal with terror activists?
Yeah, it's just a terrorist group.
Terrorist group, yeah.
Yeah.
You cannot. Well,
whatever happened to not making deals with terrorists, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. I've never heard of anything like that before. Israel making a move like that.
I feel like he don't have a right to do this kind of movements anyway. It's just too much for. He just have few months in his duty.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be leaving.
And
hopefully.
now he's making a deal that forever we have to give him gas.
It's too much of responsibility. It's too much of a change, and it's not his. It's not his call, in my opinion.
Yeah.
After Prime Minister Lapid made Israel look so weak with Hezbollah, he made an empty threat to Iran that we will use our other abilities to protect the state. Meaning, with other abilities, our nuclear weapons against Iran. This is a ridiculous threat, and it is obvious that he is just trying to save face after his move with Hezbollah.
Yeah, being so weak with Hezbollah now, it just makes empty statements about using nuclear weapons now. Yeah, I don't see any situation in the near future where Israel shoots nuclear weapons at Iran. I don't see anything like that happens, and he knows that too. And it's just and he knows that Iran knows that. It's just once again, that's him using the seat as a campaign office. The prime minister office, it turned into his campaign office.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, because you can't act like you're so tough. You're gonna really be tough with Iran when you can't even be tough with Hezbollah, right?
Exactly.
Hezbollah. I know a lot of people put a lot of emphasis on Hezbollah's ability, but trust me, Hezbollah is not a big deal for Israel or for anyone who ever if they ever really wanted to go in and take them out. But Iran is a big deal. And Iran is the one pushing Hezbollah and Hamas and everyone else, by the way, as we all know. So you can't be weak with someone so small right on your border and then try to act tough with the big guy on the block that's trying to make a nuclear weapon, right? Making deals with Putin and Turkey and everything else. On Tuesday, the IDF was able to catch the head of the Islamic Jihad terrorist organization. Hamas threatened to start a war with Israel, putting the people living in Sderot on high alert, while Israel closed the roads surrounding Gaza to lower the chance of civilians being killed. Now, this has been going on for 4 days, and they're just talking about yesterday and today that it looks like they're going to keep going on into the next few days, into this coming week.
Yeah.
These people are on complete lockdown.
Yeah, just for you to understand, businesses cannot get customers. They don't get not shipments, but deliveries.
Deliveries
and
for the
stuff.
grocery stores and
No
everything
family,
else.
no friends can visit. Nothing. It's
Even
like
if we wanted to go
lockdown.
give them food, we wouldn't. I thought about it a few times, but even there was no way to get in. If it gets really bad though, I'm sure I'll call some people that I know in the IDF and see if I can get through and give them some. But I'm sure the army is going to take care of them. That's not the problem. The problem is once again Lapid showing how weak he is, making Israel look weak, because we go and make such a great thing, go into Jenin, take out the head of the Islamic Jihad, and then because Hamas, because of the Islamic Jihad in Gaza, threatened to shoot anti-tank missiles at cars, the nearby streets, because they're very close, Gaza and Israel, and take out the civilians driving in their cars down the street. So what does Israel do? We close everything down out of fear.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not the way it should be done.
Yeah.
We should have soldiers there taking care, letting the civilians live their life, and the soldiers taking care of business.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what we should do. That's the right move. But it's ridiculous. These people are in real lockdown. I mean, this is serious business.
The damage has been done. They already know we're so weak.
It took away all the advantage of taking out the head of the Islamic Jihad. You had all that momentum of
alive.
showing.
It's
You took
a
them
big deal.
alive.
Alive.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The U.S. took out bin Laden's second in command. This was almost at the same time as Israel caught the head of Islamic Jihad here in Israel, as if maybe they were working together to send a message to the Muslim world. This is amazing. These are two you're talking about second in command of Al-Qaeda, the right-hand man of bin Laden, and the first in command of the Islamic Jihad. Basically, at the same time, U.S. and America and Israel together, boom, take them out. Well, America killed bin Laden's second in command, but we caught him alive. But
there are many things happening simultaneously.
Simultaneously.
And there's so many things underneath the surface that, of course, we don't know.
We don't know everything.
But you can tell.
You can put things together.
Yeah. Something's going on, and we are Israel and America is very even maybe cooperative. I don't know, but it's kind of we're connected and we exchange information and make it. I think it's all about the big message.
Well, also during that same time where both of these high-ranking terrorists were caught, there was another big thing that was happening, and it was even happening. They were putting it on the news even before it happened to get everyone to look at it, and that's now China is flexing its muscles when Nancy Pelosi landed in Taiwan. When you put all of these things in 1 week together, it seems like the West is trying to step up and put the bad guys back in their place. I don't know. Is it too little, too late? But it's definitely interesting watching all of this come together at once. Mm-hmm. It's been a long time since I've seen the Western world, meaning America, Israel, basically in this part of the world come together and make strong statements, strong moves against communism, terrorism. It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
We'll see what's happening, though. We'll
like
see.
it.
Yeah, we'll see what's happening. Yeah. But the thing with Nancy Pelosi, that could turn into in a blink of an eye, that could turn into World War III even. We got to keep an eye on everything and see what's going on, right?
Yeah. The Israeli Arabs, for the longest time, are known for not paying taxes.
Yeah.
Finally, the Israeli government decided to take the first step to put an end to it. On Tuesday night, the police went into the Arab villages and confiscated over 50 million shekels worth of expensive cars from the criminals.
Yeah.
I don't know why they didn't do it before, but that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we know why they didn't do it
about time.
before because Israel's always worried about what the rest of the world's going to say anytime we do anything to the Arabs.
Yeah.
Even just regular police work trying to keep them to stay legal citizens, right, and not break the law. So that's why we've never done it before. But like you said, it's about time. And I thought it was interesting. Usually when the repo guy comes because you didn't pay your bills or your taxes or something, it's a real simple thing. The repo guy comes, takes your car or whatever you need, whatever's been confiscated, and goes. But because it was in the Arab villages, they had you could see it. They had some news agencies covered it. They had military and police and a huge operation to keep everyone safe, right?
Yeah.
So it was interesting. But like you said, I'm glad they finally did it. Hopefully we can get them start paying taxes too, right?
Yeah.
Well, another big thing is happening is Iran and U.S. are back at the table now talking about the nuclear deal. I don't know what's going to come out of that, but we know what Biden thinks is a good deal, and it's definitely not a good deal, not for Israel, not for America, not for anyone.
Yeah.
It's a good deal for Iran. It's a good deal for Muslim terrorists. It's a good deal, but it's not a good deal for the rest of the world.
No.
And it puts us all on high alert.
Yeah. Yeah, and at the same time, Iran announced the guy who's been in charge now for their nuclear weapon development.
Yep.
The big guy, the manager of the whole project.
Yeah.
I don't know why they did it now, but
They're getting
it's
more
also
and more bold. That's right. Because every time, they've put out recently quite a few statements about how they will make nuclear weapons, and they will. And then still Biden goes and says, oh, we can make a deal with diplomacy. I don't know. Someone's doing something, I don't think that Biden, it's hard for me to believe that Biden makes any decisions. Any. I mean, I'm not trying to be ugly or anything, but I mean, it's just common sense. You can look at the guy and see that he's past the age where he's not all there, so he's not the one making the decisions. Probably half the time he don't even know where he is and what he's saying. That's why always you can hear him when he's reading off the teleprompter and they tell him repeat the sentence. He reads repeat the sentence, and then because he doesn't know what he's doing, right? He has no idea what's going on. But
poor guy.
Yeah, poor guy. But so I don't know who's in charge and what their agenda is and what they're doing. But exactly, we know in general what their agenda is and what they're doing. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Israel's gonna hopefully back to elections here pretty soon in a few months and get a better government in charge, put our safety first, and we'll go from there. See what happens.
Yeah.
You got anything you want to say?
I just want to say thank you again and tell another powerful way you can help and support this ministry by sharing those videos. And I would like your comments. We'd like to see your comments. Keep it coming. We'd like to answer you and interact with you and know what you think. And that gives us ideas and information what to do next and how to respond. And also share this video. Like I said before, it helps a lot. And that's all, I think.
Great.
With me.
Yeah, absolutely. How do you say do all of that?
Do all of that. It's not me. It's Mama.
Mama. Yeah, it's Mama's video. Well, thank you for watching. Don't forget to join us at thegoldenreport.com. Until next week.
Shabbat shalom.
God bless.